So our next speaker is the CEO of DStv Media Sales, Fahmeeda Cassim Surtee. Fahmeeda holds a variety of qualifications in marketing, media, and journalism. She began her career as a sports journalist. Fahmeeda won the most media awards in 2019. She's been a Businesswoman of the Year and is the first South African woman to apply for a boxing license. Now, I'm worried I pronounced the surname wrong, so I'm in trouble here. But Fahmeeda's lockdown learning is the importance of culture. If you have a culture that allows for creativity, adaptable to change, it makes it easier to navigate through a pandemic like this. So again, another person saying creativity. During this time, employees have had to find a new way of working, staying connected to customers, building a sustainable business. The pandemic allows for employees to shine and bring out ideas to assist in our businesses. That's amazing. Welcome to you. Subject of today is advanced television, what you need to know to work it. Welcome from here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pepe, for that wonderful introduction. I don't know how to follow Mzamo's talk because I don't have a single F word in my presentation. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to live up to those standards. So today I'm hoping to educate you on what advanced TV really is and what it means for you as marketers. First, let's go back to 1989 and one of my first memories of my addiction to television. I'm really going to show my age here, but at that tender age of 14, my main purpose in life was, well, to marry this guy, Richard Dean Anderson, or some of you might know him as MacGyver. MacGyver was a secret agent who used inventive and non-violent solutions to resolve crimes and always save the world from baddies. And the point of the story really is not really about Richard Dean Anderson or my big crush on him, but it was about making an appointment to watch my favorite television show. I had to schedule my life around this favorite TV show. Some of you might also remember having a VCR or a video cassette recorder. For those of you that didn't understand the acronym, where you taped all your shows manually, you plugged it into a machine and you pressed, and then you watched it over the weekend. Yeah, that's how old I am. How times have changed, and MacGyver himself has also changed. You can actually search MacGyver today online, and you'll be in for a big surprise, because Richard Dean Anderson looks nothing like this. He too has evolved, and unfortunately not for the better. So TV today has definitely evolved since the MacGyver days. How viewers watch has definitely changed. TV fits into their lives and not the other way around. This obviously excludes live sporting events, news and big reality type shows which are conducive to live linear television viewing. Like watching the president's speech last night. You want to catch that live, right? Or I have to slip this in. Definitely watching the Liverpool team's trophy celebration for winning the English Premier League the night before. Those things are really meant to be watched live. The smart TV market is definitely booming, and over-the-top platforms like Netflix and Showmax are really becoming the norm. Even pay TV broadcast platforms are embracing this space, offering connected TV services like Catch-Up or transactional video-on-demand services like Box Office. This space is bound to become far more interesting as more players will start entering the market. The growth of these over-the-top OTT services globally still continues. However, there seems to be a move from what we call subscription video-on-demand services to what we call advertising-funded video-on-demand services. And we see these in the recent launches globally of the likes of Peacock, which is the AVOD service out of NBC Universal Studios, or Hulu, which launched 2 additional products to their SVOD service, one that is a hybrid. So what you have is a part subscription model to help consumers with the cost, and that part subscription model also has a reduced ad load. Or else you can choose to have the full AVOD service for free. So I guess there are some consumers who will just never want to pay for content. And this is the reality of it all. So what does this mean for the future of television? From sort of these streaming sites to new advertising models in an industry that is constantly in a state of flux, where change is happening at a faster rate than any other time in history. And as change gives rise to competition, it puts the controls firmly into viewers' hands. This constant change in the television industry proves one thing. You definitely cannot rely on the present market position. One has to continuously try to adapt business models in order to appeal to the customer of the future. Which is why I said that that was my lockdown learning, is that you've really just got to be agile and have an organizational culture that helps you to drive this kind of change. Because winning businesses are those that offer the best customer experiences. So if we look at smart TVs at the moment, they make it possible for TV and digital platforms to converge. The lines between TV and digital are also blurring, and that's also because TV is now officially a digital medium. And for you as marketers, television has always been the best platform to build your brands. But in this new connected world, you are adding digital engagement to the biggest screen in your home. Now everyone is confused. Confused about uniformity in video metrics, for when a piece of video is viewed on a laptop versus when it's viewed on a mobile phone or when it's viewed on a television. How do you measure that? Globally, there's no solution yet for a central metric. So media agencies are trying to adopt a video stacking solution and adding screen measurements separately in order to get to what we call a total video audience. The slide in front of you really highlights why there's no uniformity in metrics. And I'll just read it out. If TV were measured by digital standards, then the Soweto Derby this year, which was played on the 1st of March prior to the lockdown, would have had over 22 million digital views. So the TV measurement standard says that it was watched by 1.5 million people only on the SuperSport channel. So maybe the bigger the screen, the better the reach, or maybe, I guess, size really does matter. So let's define what advanced TV is. Advanced TV is really an umbrella term describing the different types of ways that marketers, media planners can buy TV as a medium. Let's start with what programmatic TV is. I'm sure you're all familiar with the term because you realize that term in the digital context. So what it really is buying linear TV in an automated way. It requires data from multiple sources and also means that one household will receive the exact same ad. And it requires the following to make it work. You need good data management platform, you need a demand-side platform for inventory management, and you need a sell-side or supply-side platform. And you need TV networks or channel partners, right? So you need publishing inventory. So let's look at the second part of what advanced TV is, addressable TV. And this is when technology is built by a broadcaster, and this technology is able to separate ads via region or via bouquet. So as an example, if we had this addressable type TV in South Africa, we would be able to serve different commercials to DStv compact audiences versus DStv premium. Or you could also split it out via gender, so males, females, etc. It is definitely dependent on first-party data, as that's the only way to get proper addressability. You need that profile of that person who is subscribing to that service. An example of addressable TV is Sky Media's AdSmart. AdSmart was developed to serve relevant advertising based on the profile created as a subscriber, and these can be regional advertising services closer to your home. So within that particular area, there's the paint shop, there's the restaurant, there's the pizza place, etc. So if you, in an addressable type of model, if you and me were watching The Prodigal Son on Mnet, say, we could be served different commercials based on this first-party data that's inputted into a machine. So in a recent report with Sky Media, they have claimed that AdSmart have helped them reduce channel switching by about 48% and boosted ad recall by about 49%. And these are really good percentages in marketing terms. Let's talk a little bit about the third piece of the umbrella. And this is OTT or connected TV services, so kind of over-the-top services. Over-the-top, in simple words, is really any video content that is broadcast via the internet. This video content is accessible on devices such as a laptop, mobile device, a tablet, or a connected TV. Connected TV really covers all devices that can connect to the internet, and these also include video games consoles like your PlayStations or your Xbox, etc. Examples of OTT services include the likes of Hulu in the States, Netflix, of course, which is here in SA, YouTube, and Showmax. So OTT and connected TV media buying is more like buying a digital campaign. You have the enhanced targeting features, and this is what really sets it apart from normal traditional television advertising. Advertisers can target for a certain extent with traditional ads, but they can run ads during a TV show with a strong fan base in a certain demographic. But with OTT, these ads can be served directly to a member of a relevant audience segment. And these segments go far beyond gender, location, and age, allowing advertisers to target by income bracket or level of education as well. In simpler terms, traditional advertising casts a wide net, while OTT is far more focused. So on top of all of that, OTT advertising gives advertisers valuable data in terms of who is watching ads, how long they're watching for, what types of messages users interact with, and so much more. So in this world of advanced TV, it is important to note that the common denominator is data, technology, and automation. So we often think about what's required for change to actually happen. We all have to become early adopters. So that's agencies, media owners. And I think for the longest time, we've all been operating under legacy systems, which are inhibiting the ability to modernize the way TV inventory is bought. Marketers are trying to find targeted audiences in a fragmenting TV landscape, and the way things are will really have to change. Procurement will need to get on board, and media auditing metrics will also have to incorporate these new behaviors. Sounds easy enough, right? Winners are on the side that embraces change rather than rejects it. And to embrace this change, our industry needs to take a partnership approach so that we grow together. We have to reimagine what it means to be champions for creativity, effectiveness, and value. Our entire industry requires improved thinking. If TV is fundamentally changing and consumers have also changed how they watch, it's important for us to also embrace this. Marketing needs to become far more contextual, more relevant to target audiences. Adverts should be created to match environments. Research shows that this does boost the recall rate. I know Mzamo spoke about creativity and injecting some kind of energy in creativity. We have to concentrate on this piece. Global brands like Nike or Adidas or Pepsi do this quite well during big events like World Cups. Another way to do this is to be able to integrate into various storylines that are originally produced content. So in this change thinking world, it's also vital to be far more addressable in your approach. Don't assume that people who are similar on paper will be similar in real life. I mean, the slide and the pictures just show this. Two women, same race, same age. Yeah, I remember seeing this on a T-shirt on one of my holidays where it said same but different. And this is what reminds me of that. Would you really target these people the same way? Or do we use different creatives to be able to get them on board? Be careful of putting people into particular buckets. I know that those buckets tick boxes and they fill audit metrics, but it's time for change. I guess advanced TV is already here, the near future. I wouldn't even call it the near future because it's on our doorstep. And here's a summary of how you can take some lessons in how to work it. My first lesson is become a data MacGyver. So use data for the right reasons. Use it to predict consumer behavior, right? Smart targeting. Make sure that you use targeting to ensure business outcomes. Targeted consumers as individuals. Be careful of putting people into segments, as I said earlier. Consider lifestyle and psychographic information. Embrace technology. Tech and advertising go together. Systems will become so much more a part of this new world. Make your ads more enjoyable. Premium digital environments, premium video environments need premium ads. This is also the golden age of contextual advertising. Bear that in mind. Advanced TV is the new frontier of TV advertising. By understanding technical possibilities and creative best practices, as well as what is on the horizon, you will create ad experiences that reflect viewer behavior and marry the best of TV and the digital worlds. Thank you.